Bryant. Anderson and the Oklahoma City starting five. Some serious height in the middle. Holmgren the 4, Hartenstein the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2, and it's Williams in at the 3 slot. And for Sacramento, DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Zach LaVine, and it's Ellis in at the 1. Year after year, this early portion of the season is characterized by a great deal of overreaction, Grant.
The media and fans build up a lot of expectations in the offseason. And it's not that bad, but when those expectations aren't met, watch out. Listen, we all just need to settle down and see how things play out. The season is still very young.
Here's LaVine, and he makes it on the layup.
When you think of Zach LaVine, his athleticism pops, right? This guy off the drive, so hard to guard.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Last game out, he had 38 points. LaVine with a steal. DeRozan, left side, takes the 3, and it's good. Credit LaVine with the assist.
DeRozan, a legit threat offensively from anywhere on the floor.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Shot on the wing. Rebound by Sacramento.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
And the Kings have held tough. But it seems like the West has gotten tougher, Grant.
Well, what's the saying? If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And the Kings have to find that next level.
DeRozan passes to Ellis. Just 4 to shoot. Late clock here. The Kings need to get one up. Murray, no good. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Sacramento's head coach, and he acknowledged that they're facing one of the most dynamic players in the league in Gilgeous-Alexander. He said there's no way to defend him, that his speed and movement, we need to be ready to rotate and help on every possession. Still, he said they're all looking forward to the challenge.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Pass to Hartenstein. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
You have to love how persistent LaVine is inside, enduring the contact and finding a shot.
Gilgeous-Alexander looking it over. They set a pick. Going inside, and slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And just a great screen.
And they got a high-powered finish out of it.
And my question is, where was the help? Someone rotate over and challenge.
Ellis passes to LaVine. Here's Ellis. Fires the 3. The shot no good. Thunder with a lead. Down low. And it's Hartenstein. That time on the assist from Holmgren. Hartenstein's gotten his second bucket on the night. Ellis passes to Valanciunas. Valanciunas with a screen on Williams. Outside LaVine. Off the mark there with a 3. Oklahoma City leading by 4. And something that makes SGA so dangerous on offense, his elite drive and kickability.
Yeah, you have to load towards him when he comes off a high pick. He just draws so much attention and can find another cutter or spot-up shooter. He he has so much gravity to his game. You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 6 of 7 and looking good. From deep, Holmgren. Here's Hartenstein. Great D that time from Murray.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
Here's Levine for 3. Yes, and it's Murray picking up the assist. Levine's got 7 points.
That's such a beautiful, high-arcing jump shot from Zach Levine.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Shot from the top of the key. Connects. The jumper drops. 6 points for him.
He is now 3 for 4 to start this game. Clearly, the confidence is already building.
Here's Ellis. Pass to DeRozan. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. On the wing, Murray. Here's Ellis. Three-pointer. It's not going to go for him. He gets it up. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Thunder.
They've done a great job facilitating so far. So moving the rock and finding the open man, just great selfless basketball.
You know, also, they've been incredible on the fast break, taking those chances, playing with great pace.
And Oklahoma City, looking at who they've got, some serious height in the middle. Holmgren, the 4, Hartenstein, the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. And it's Williams in at the small forward position.
Well, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continues to hone in. When he's draining threes, he's almost unguardable.
Pass to Valanciunas. To the paint. DeRozan outside. Outside Levine. DeRozan against Dort. Oh, wow. Drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws. Lou Dort picks one up. Sacramento shooting their first free throws here for the night. DeMar DeRozan, an impressive scorer who takes relatively few three-point shots, Greg.
Yeah, the arc is not his primary focus. He'd rather pick you apart in the mid-range, but he does it so consistently that the points pile up quick.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Hartenstein. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's SGA. And slam dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Boy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just slicing his way inside. No doubt on the finish.
Picked by Murray. Fires the 3. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Levine. Murray's got 6.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Outside for Levine. Murray, a screen on Dort. Shot is good. Off the back rim and in. He's got 9.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Holmgren. Gilgeous-Alexander with the ball. He's got 11. 13 feet out. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
I really think the nail in the coffin was their missed free throws. That's usually an ominous sign.
I thought the frustration at the line was evident, and it makes it easy on the defense when you're not capitalizing once they put you at the free throw line.
Doris, not only is the Thunder roster full of young talent, they also have a ridiculous amount of draft capital.
BA, you've got to give a ton of credit to the front office. They've got multiple options going forward. Continue to draft and develop their talent, or perhaps use those picks to trade for a superstar you believe fits.
Pass to Hartenstein. Valanciunas with a rebound. The Kings have gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. How about Levine showing off the range?
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The D's right on him. And there's a whistle. That'll belong to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his first foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
And it's the Kings ball. They're on a 14-4 run. Pass to Murray. Let's go with a 3, and it's good. Credit Levine with the assist. Levine's got 3 assists now in this one. Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Now here's Holmgren. Wow, the length of Chet.
A beautiful finish through contact. That's the dog in Holmgren.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, one nickname you hear for DeMar DeRozan is the lone mid-ranger. He said you can operate freely in the mid-range. It's like an ocean out there. If you're smart, you can take advantage of the space and pick teams apart. Brian?
He's an expert tactician working in between. Thanks, Allie. And Gilgeous-Alexander missing. Sacramento leading by 8. To the middle. A big DeRozan jam.
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan leads, no doubt. What a finish.
The Thunder have gone 4 for 7 in the second quarter. Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Oh, just an artful little reverse slam.
Power and style. That was sweet. Pass to Ellis. Outside for Levine. Murray, a screen on Williams. Levine springs free for the flush.
Well, there's the versatility Levine brings to your team. This guy can go on scoring runs and keep you afloat.
Outside Gilgeous-Alexander. Off target with the 3. Murray for 3. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And we finished off one half of play. The Kings on top, up by 10. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Good to see you and welcome. A lopsided game through 2 quarters and a big deficit.
Where's the intensity at the defensive end? They need to get a hand up and contest more shots.
Coach needs to encourage.
And now, not a bad. Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. Boy, Zach LaVine has been sensational.
I'll tell you what, he's still working on his playmaking skills, but he's been tremendous so far in finding the open man.
Well, what he did was sustain it throughout the first half. He ran the offense to absolute perfection.
They've got Malik Monk. Trey Lyles is out there with Domantas Sabonis. Then there's Jay Crowder, and it's LaRavia in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. Picked by Sabonis. Here's Monk. Good work there as it goes. And the Kings lead by 12. Well, Grant, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there's so many great players, Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
Joe grabs the miss. Thunder trail by 12. Wiggins outside. Williams with the screen. On the attack, Wiggins. Boom! He jams it straight down.
And a solid pick to free him up for the dunk.
Boy, the timing there couldn't be any better.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Well, Grant, the Kings are one of those up-and-coming teams that are knocking at the door.
Yeah, they have some stars, B.A. They have some great role players, too. Part of their problem is they're in the Western Conference. It's so hard to just make the play-in tournament in that conference.
Caruso, pass to Williams. And here's Joe, up and over Crowder, and the basket by Joe.
You've got to let it fly on the catch, Isaiah Joe. Yes, sir.
Outside Monk. Pass to Sabonis. And the foul on Alex Caruso. That's foul number 2 for him. And the league has made it clear, Grant, it sees streaming at the forefront of basketball viewing going forward.
Well, B.A., it's a no-brainer. The internet is the future, after all, and streaming opens a lot more options for engaging with fans while they watch.
Monk. Williams grabs the board. Thunder trail by 11. And he got the whistle on the way up. And they want a second opinion on that call. The signal for the coach's challenge has been made.
Shooting for Oklahoma City, Aaron Wiggins.
And even with the coach's...
The play is under video review under NBA rules. 2 minutes are allowed.
Video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
First one falls for him. Grant, how about the rise of OKC? In just 2 years, transforming from a 24-win team to the top seed.
Incredible, B.A. The Thunder drafted well and gave those picks lots of playing time. Plus, they made some fantastic trades. And of course, don't forget, OKC still has a boatload of picks.
And Williams punches it home.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
Where was the defense? No help. You can't afford to give up these kinds of buckets.
Monk against Caruso. Monk passes to Sabonis. Goes up from the top of the key, and that's good for 2. And the Kings lead by 9.
Well, Sabonis has shown he is very capable as a face-up jump shooter. Doesn't matter the range. This guy is doing work.
Outside Joe. Outside Williams. 4-3. Drains the triple. Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Defensively, gotta close out a little faster. That's a look he'll make with regularity.
Here's Monk. And he gets it to go.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
1:24 left in the third. Outside Joe. Wiggins outside. Crowder with a steal. Outside Monk. Picked by Sabonis. Lets the 3 fly. Caruso grabs the board. Thunder trail by 8. Outside, Williams. Pass to Williams. Back to Williams. Good on the shot.
They're really looking to that inside game here in the second half, getting away from taking a bunch of threes.
The Kings have gone 4 of 8 in the third. Monk for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Inside. Williams with it. Now guarded by Crowder. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Williams, a screen on Crowder. Caruso. And Domas Sabonis pulls it down. The Kings lead by 6. Outside Monk. There's the triple. Knocks down the long J. Monk's got 10 points in the quarter. Here's Joe. And here's Joe. Here's Williams. And so it's the Sacramento Kings. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
And from the 2-guard spot, an unselfish play like this sets a fantastic tone.
Well, having multiple playmakers on the floor makes you a much tougher team to defend.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. Some serious height in the middle. Holmgren, the 4. Hartenstein, the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. And it's Williams in at the 3.
And the quickness in transition. I mean, I like watching Williams convert in these situations.
Out to the wing. Valanciunas sets a screen. On the wing, Levine. Williams defending. Valanciunas can't get it to go. Thunder trail by 7. And that's an intentional foul.
Zach Levine, first personal foul. First team foul.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Misses off the right iron. And so it's Levine with it. He brings it up for the Sacramento Kings. Murray, a screen on Williams. Levine with it. Guarded now by Williams. Back to Murray. The 3 is up. Oklahoma City grabs a miss. Hartenstein's got his 5th rebound in this one. And an intentional foul right there.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Murray against Holmgren. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the inside. Here's Hartenstein. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Sacramento leading by 7. Now here's Levine. The 3 ball. Valanciunas. Great positioning on the putback. Valanciunas has gotten his first basket of the night.
Well, Jonas Valanciunas has the instincts, the size, and the smarts to go ahead and take advantage of those missed shots and create them into points.
The offensive rebound. Outside, Williams. From deep. The rebound by Murray. Sacramento has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Valanciunas. Right side, Levine. The 3. That one goes. And that's his 9th made shot in 12 attempts.
Levine's form is pure. That 3-point shot is pretty.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Got a hand on it. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Here's Levine. And Levine throws it down.
Look out below.
You got no chance of defending him right there. That's tipped. Here's Ellis. Gilgeous-Alexander defending. Valanciunas passes to Levine. Fires for 3. And it's Holmgren with a rebound. Holmgren's got 5 rebounds in the game. DeRozan with the ball. And it's Dort picking him up. Out left to the wing. Levine against Holmgren. Levine surveys the D. Murray for three. Hartenstein pulls it in. Thunder trail by 14. And stolen by Murray. To the right side. On the wing, Levine. Pass to Ellis. Back to Levine. And the dunk by Levine.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Kings.
And it seemed like steals ended up making the difference in this game.
No question. Their ability to force mistakes and turn them into points gave them an upper hand tonight.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And after dropping 3 games to this team on the year, they have to be ecstatic to get the win.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Zach LaVine.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
Gets the 3 ball to go.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight they've done that and then some.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
There's 31 seconds left in the fourth. Here's DeRozan. Good work defensively by Dort. So it's the Thunder now. 17-point game. Now Holmgren. The deep 3 from Levine. No good. So it's the Kings winning this one easily. Boy, they were something special to watch tonight, and the crowd loving every second of it.
It's always a great feeling.
Sports. Now a look at Memphis's starting group. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jaren Jackson is out there with Edey. And it's Jackson in at the 3 spot. And for the Kings, DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Ellis is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Valanciunas in at the center position. Here on opening day. And what a great day it is. Greg, what are these players feeling as they tip off this new season?
It is always exciting to start a new season. Players are just filled with hope and optimism, especially after putting in all that offseason work.
Now, Bane. Following the three-point attempt by DeRozan. They set the screen. Bane against Ellis. 6 on the shot clock. And Desmond Bane good for 3.
And he just lights it up from downtown. Bane so dangerous from out there.
LaVine kicks to Murray. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now in the later stages of his career, Greg, DeMar DeRozan continues to be a master from the mid-range.
Kevin, we all know he loves that area of the floor. And what makes him so effective, the footwork. He's so good at backing guys down and creating space to get that jumper off.
Jackson, that's good.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
LaVine, that's good.
And there's the competitive fire of LaVine, getting the 3 points back for them as quick as he can.
LaVine against Morant. Here's Edey. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Morant outside. And stolen by Murray. Outside, LaVine. Beyond the arc. Edey with the rebound.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Gets it to fall. The bucket from Bane.
Striking fast inside. Bane isn't going to miss a chance at a look like that.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Hey, Kevin. The Kings head coach gave me a few minutes. Of course, John Morant's name first and foremost, so I asked him about the strategy. He said try to plug every defensive hole we see. I know if we give Morant any space, he'll try and slice right through us, so we can't have any cracks in the armor. Tall order for the defense against the unstoppable Morant. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Sacramento making their last shot. Here's Morant. And he makes good on the layup.
Morant using that quickness to his advantage. That time he gets that one to fall.
Hey, Greg, one thing that the Kings have had work for them over the last few seasons is their depth.
And have made some shrewd moves to fill out their bench. Got great contributions from their 6 through 10 players. It's been a big part of their recent success.
Here's Morant. The Kings getting the bucket. Pass to Edey. Outside for Jackson. Bucket is good. Jackson's got 5.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And so it's Payne with it. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. There's 45 seconds left to play here in the first. Out to Morant. Here's Edey. No good from outside. Sacramento's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. On the wing, Jackson. He's covered by Murray. And there's the foul. It's on Keegan Murray. That is his first foul of the game. 23 seconds left to play in the first. Payne against Ellis. Pass to Edey. Shoots. Rebounded by Ellis.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
And so it's Zach LaVine making things happen for the Sacramento Kings. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, that worked wonders for them in the quarter. We'll see what kind of adjustments get made.
So on the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jackson is out there with Jackson. And it's Edey in at the center, locking down the middle. Greg, with how explosive John Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
LaVine dishes to Murray. Back to LaVine. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Morant with a wide open look. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
And this really is the story of the game. They've been outstanding from beyond the arc, especially in the second quarter.
LaVine gets the bucket.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Morant against LaVine. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Greg, every year, injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, I think all GMs take that into account. A team wants to be confident it'll have a stable roster over the course of a long season.
Clock at 6. That 3 off the mark.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Grizzlies retired Marc Gasol's number 33 last season. You may recall he moved to Memphis in his teens, watching his older brother Powell play for the Grizz. Mark said, I had a very unique perspective, that of a fan. When I came back as a Grizzlies player, I carried that with me. Kevin, that pride certainly showed.
Pride's a great word to use. No question, D.A. Thank you. Out to DeRozan. Driving in, and DeRozan throws it down.
Watch out now. When DeRozan is moving like this towards the hoop, you're in for a show.
Now, here's Morant for 3. And another miss by Memphis.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
The Kings shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Now the free throw is good, now leading by 1. It's an odd stat, but what I'm going to throw out there anyway, the Memphis Grizzlies set an NBA record last season for players used in a season.
Kevin, this isn't football, right? They had 33 different guys suited up last season. That tells you how difficult it was. Constant change, hard to build chemistry, and let's face it, hard to win games.
Here's Bane. Up and in on the layup. Bane's got 8 points.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
DeRozan, a screen on Morant.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
And finished off by DeRozan.
And dynamite in his legs. And DeRozan detonates at the rim.
Morant passes to Bane. Back to Morant. 1:41 left to play here in the second quarter. Right side Jackson, and taken away by Ellis. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
And while we have a moment, let's check the stats for DeRozan. Great showing for him last season. He averaged about 24 points a game last year, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And guys, he can just explode for points anytime he steps on the court.
Well, he looks to score, and he looks to score often.
.132 left in the second quarter. Jackson finds Bane. Bane sets the screen for Jackson. Back to Bane. Down low. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And anytime Jackson gets near the rim, it's pretty much a done deal.
And every year, and Greg, we agree, Bane seems to get better and better as a playmaker.
Doesn't overdo anything with his passing. Looks more and more comfortable creating off the driving kick. He's become a large part of this offensive engine.
Jackson, a screen on Ellis. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And with the body to absorb contact, Maine also has the balance to finish.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
And you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. Free throw good, Bane.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
And the points coming for them now, Greg and Bunches.
And we're seeing what a high-octane offense should look like.
Morant against Ellis. Morant with the bucket. Morant's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And DeRozan kicks to Ellis. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And Ellis throws it down.
Oh, that's a terrific dime from DeRozan. And this is why guys enjoy playing with him.
And here is Bane. 12 points for him. For 3. The shot comes out. Levine for 3. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Grizzlies lead by 4. Live from Golden One Center. You're watching 2K Sports.
I think for Memphis, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone start. Let's switch back to the Sacramento Kings dealing with a thin margin at the half.
They're not showing enough fight defensively.
And that about wraps it up. And as the
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
We've got Jay Crowder. Sabonis is out there with Trey Lyons. And there's Monk, and it's LaRavia in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento.
You know, you kind of admire the range that this guy has. But Monk just no fear when he pulls up from deep.
There's the drive. Pass to Huff. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own. But it's no good. Monk outside. Here's Lyles. Taken away by Williams. And a slam by Williams.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace, that's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Monk outside. Into the lane. And then Monk with the dunk.
And look at Malik Monk like a sunrise, rising up and shining bright.
For Memphis, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Kennard against Monk. Now, here's Kennard. Still yet to score. Just 5 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Huff, oh good.
The third quarter has not started well, just 1 of 4.
We talk about guys, Brad, whose value exceeds the numbers. Oh, that's Jay Crowder.
Well, it's a good point, Kevin, that an understanding and an awareness of self in terms of what you contribute sometimes is the most important part of being a role player. And Jay Crowder has done that throughout his career. He brings a toughness to the floor that helps other players settle into their role because they know Jay is willing to take something like that on. So making sure you have a great self-awareness of what you can contribute. Jay Crowder has defined that for himself throughout his career.
Monk left side. And then Monk with the dunk.
Crafty move there by Monk. Sees the opening and no hesitation.
Kennard against Monk. Now Kennard. And it's LaRavia with the rebound.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
In the corner, it's Monk. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Now, over the last few seasons, Monk has shown tremendous growth as a passer.
We've got 1:48 left in the third quarter. Kennard, the pass to Clark. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. But Brent, last season was disappointing for the Kings after being eliminated in the play-in.
Yeah, a little bit of regression. They did have some key injuries to some guys in the stretch of the season that was vital for them to make the playoff push. But I think it helped them realize just how fun the playoffs are and just how hard it is to get back there. And maybe in this offseason they come back a little bit more focused, knowing how loaded the Western Conference is.
Memphis has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Wells kicks to Clark. The kick out to Williams. Clark sets a screen for Williams. Back to Clark. It's hauled in by Lyle.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
To the paint. Wells with the steal. Inside. Here's Clark, and it's Clark slamming it down.
This is the mindset Clark has. He's opportunistic and really has an awareness of when to attack in transition.
Sabonis with the bucket, and not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter. That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Pass to LaRavia. Monk against Kennard. Monk attacking. A shot by Sabonis. Nobody around. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Monk against Kennard. Here's Huff. Lays it up and banks it in. Huff's got 5 points in the quarter.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Here's Monk. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. Sacramento's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jackson is out there with Jackson. And it's Edey in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Murray, no good.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
Bane, that's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And we've seen more of this lately from Bane, continuing to blossom and improve as a scorer.
Levine kicks to DeRozan. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. And the Kings lead by 2.
Their 3rd three-pointer in a row.
Jackson a screen on Ellis. Here's Morant. That shot off. Nice D from DeRozan. And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. Levine for 3. Another 3 for Sacramento.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Morant outside. And then Morant slams it in.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
They're just much sharper out there. You can see guys getting in tune. It's not about playing harder. Sometimes it's just about playing smarter.
To Jackson, shoots over DeRozan, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
I just don't think they want him taking that kind of shot again. His teammates are just laughing, shaking their heads there on the bench.
There's Levine outside for Murray. Levine sets the screen for Murray. And the layup's good off the glass.
I like seeing Murray be assertive in close, using that 6'8" frame to his advantage.
Bain with the screen on Ellis. Here's Morant. And then Morant slams it in.
And leave it up to Morant to put on a show. What a spectacular dunk.
Here's Levine. Grizzlies with the rebound. At the elbow, it's Jackson. Jackson against Murray. And the dunk by Jackson.
And that's a player with no fear. Jackson steps to the forefront, goes out and gets them a massive bucket.
Morant against Levine. Murray outside. The Kings need to get off a shot here. With the shot. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got 6 rebounds in the game. And there's the foul. It's on Keegan Murray. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the 4th. Ellis against Morant. 5 on the clock. Here's Heaney. And it's off from 3-point range. Sacramento's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on 3. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Here's Morant. And then Morant slams it in.
Whoa, the nerves on this guy.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Murray a screen on Morant. Good.
Big basket there. We've seen Levine blossom into a star in this league, a guy teams count on in big moments.
Jackson setting the pick here for Morant. It's in!
A huge shot from Morant. Wow, you see why they put the ball in his hands in those situations.
Levine. Yes!
Beautiful. Levine getting more comfortable as a go-to guy, wanting the shot when it matters most.
19 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Jackson a screen on Ellis. Pass to Edey. Fires from deep. Misses the tray. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And that's an intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Second team foul. Shooting for Sacramento.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
And the perfect time to be perfect at the line. Only a 3 can tie it now.
But Grizzlies call timeout. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
And with this much time, they should be able to draw up a play and get themselves a decent look from the 3-point line. Still, the D is going to be waiting for it in a contested 3. Never an easy shot.
And so it's Sacramento who's straight by with the win. What a show they put on here at home. All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brett.
their rhythm, while some others seem to be way off to start.
Well, Brian, that can be for a lot of different reasons. Maybe you've changed your system from the year before. Maybe you've changed your roster significantly. Maybe you have some guys who didn't come in as ready as they could be due to conditioning or injury. Every situation, every team has a different set of challenges.
And here's Memphis's starting group. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Jaren Jackson out there with G.G. Jackson. And it's Edey in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Yeah, we saw the three-pointer from Holmgren in college, trying to carry that success here and now over into the league.
Morant looking for an opening. Here's the 3. Hartenstein pulls it in. Holmgren, the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Williams, basket counts.
We talk about Williams' versatility as a scorer. He can get his points from just about any spot on the floor.
After 3 straight playoff appearances, the Grizzlies sadly missed the postseason in 2024, Grant.
You know, really, by no fault of their own, B.A. Injuries ruined what fans were hoping would be a big year for them. You know, it just goes to show there's no safe bets in this league. Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Memphis with a rebound.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Now here's Bane. 23 points his last outing.
Yeah, they're still looking for some cohesion offensively.
Right side, Gilgeous-Alexander. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock.
Well, they've started this game strong offensively. 3 out of their first 4 attempts.
Dort against Morant. And the layup falls.
Because of his ability to elevate and make adjustments in air, Morant has no trouble scoring inside.
The Thunder have gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Gilgeous-Alexander, good. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his second basket of the night.
Well, you can't start the game much better than this. 4 of 5 from the field.
Outside Morant, driving in. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Well, Coach, one of the more electric players in the NBA, Ja Morant.
Yeah, that's for sure, Brian. High-flying, acrobatic at the rim, just a supreme athlete, and he is without a doubt one of the most exciting players this league has to offer.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Last game out, he had 38 points. Outside, Williams. Screen by Holmgren. Williams with it. Jackson in his pocket. Just 5 to shoot. Oklahoma City's got to hurry. They got to get up a shot. Jackson on the wing. .146 left in the first. Second shot opportunity. Pass to Edey. There's the 3. Sinks the tray. Edey's got 6.
Yeah, showing off that ability to stretch the floor. Seems like everyone is a threat at the arc these days.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Grizzlies great Marc Gasol last season retiring from basketball. He embraced the city of Memphis. He said, quote, "I think a player has to feel that it's their city and they have to fight for it. You play with a different mindset when you do that. To me, winning was the most important thing."
And they did a lot of winning, Allie. Now here's Morant. And the foul called on Chet Holmgren. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
And 1:01 left in the opening quarter. Edey for 3. Oklahoma City grabs a miss. This is the first they're seeing of Memphis.
Yeah, they got swept by this team in the season series last year, which goes against all logic.
Holmgren finds Dort. Gilgeous-Alexander, a screen on Jackson. Dort for 3. And another three for Oklahoma City.
Dort has really improved this part of his game. Would love to see him shoot more often from out there.
Outside Morant. Jackson with a screen on Dort. Shot clock at 6. Jackson outside. The three from Bain. Hartenstein pulls it in.
Well, you like the competitive mindset there, trying to answer right back. It just didn't fall.
Got it off in time. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's Oklahoma City with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. And their defense has stood out, wreaking havoc for the opposition. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And what do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious they were well prepared defensively coming in.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
Some serious height in the middle. Holmgren, the 4, Hartenstein, the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2. And it's Williams in at the small forward position. That's the group for Oklahoma City. Getting Holmgren powers it in off the lob.
And timing like this will serve Holmgren well, leaping at the exact right moment for the alley-oop.
Outside Morant. Here's the pick. Here's the teardrop, and it's good on the layup. Morant's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Morant. Pulls up. Oh, the Thunder tack on 2 more.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Oh, electric move by Morant.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
You know, Coach, when you watch Ja Morant play, it's hard to think of anyone else as explosive as he is.
Yeah, Brian, he can make a defender look like he's standing still. The burst that Morant has with his first step is unrivaled. Probably the best burst in the entire league.
Truly is a human highlight reel in this modern day. Pass to Edey, beyond the arc. And it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the rebound. Thunder leading by 8. Here's Hartenstein.
Hey, you can't block it. Sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
And a chance for a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for Oklahoma City.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And what's more, they're getting their feet wet down there in the paint early on. Not shying away at all, taking it inside. What a great way to start.
Morant against Dort. Kicks it out to Jackson. Jack's up a 3. He buries it from 3. Jackson's got his first 3 points of the game.
And they're in a better flow this quarter offensively. And their shooting percentage is steadily rising as a result.
Williams a screen on Morant. Pass to Hartenstein. And that comes off the assist by Gilgeous-Alexander. Hartenstein's got 4 points now in the quarter. Dort against Morant. Tough points from Ja.
Well, he got off to a slow start, but now in the second, he seems to be finding his rhythm.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the ball. 11 points in the game. There's a minute 54 left in the first half of basketball. The rebound by Edey.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
And that one's good. Morant. And with today's switching defensive style, versatile wing players are tremendously in demand, Coach.
Yeah, well, position now, Brian, comes down to who can you guard And guys that can guard 3, 4, 5 different positions, those 6'7", 6'8" guys are often able to do that, and they are extremely valuable.
Outside Morant, fires from deep. Morant missing again. Oklahoma City leading by 7. 58 seconds left in the first half. Holmgren with a screen on Jackson. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. That one's good. And so Gilgeous-Alexander with the assist. Alexander's got 3 assists now in this one. Jackson with a screen on Dort. Morant using his speed. Pass to Edey. Goes back up. Kicks it out to Jackson. Jackson the screen. Oh, it's blocked by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Impeccable defense from Gilgeous-Alexander. For a guard, he blocks a fair amount of shots.
Shot clock and game clock, 1 second differential. And stolen by Jackson. Outside Morant. Jackson with a screen on Dort. Morant into the lane. Oh, there's Morant with the slam.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
And so it's Oklahoma City finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percent.
I think for Oklahoma City, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big.
And circling back to the first half, things have not gone as planned for the Memphis Grizzlies.
They're within striking.
And that's it for half.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been exceptional here, guys.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
On the court for Memphis, Brandon Clark out there with Williams. Then it's Luke Kennard, and it's Huff in at the 5. This past offseason, OKC decided to move on from their former first-round pick, Josh Giddey.
Yeah, the 6th overall pick in 2021. Giddey is a talented player with good upside, but fit is so important in the NBA, and the Thunder knew his talents would be better suited elsewhere.
Shifty work from Kennard on that drive.
Here's Joe. The Grizzlies pull it in. Oh, deflected. And here's Kennard. Williams passes to Huff. Some solid defense from Williams.
I mean, come on. That's a shot you expect him to make.
Thunder foul. Williams. First personal foul. First team foul.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute played. Kennard against Caruso. Clock at 6. Kennard passes to Wells. The shot off that time. Some solid defense from Williams. Joe with the ball, and Kennard picks him up defensively. Pass to Wiggins. Drops in the layup for 2. And the Thunder lead by 8.
Well, anytime you can get a good look close in like that, it's always your best option.
Inside. Clark in the post. Working on Williams. Here's Wells. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Using his post moves to get the 2 points.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Outside, Williams. Wiggins looking around. Outside Joe. Launches a three. Huff pulls it in. Grizzlies trail by 6. Kennard with it. Joe covering. Kennard into the lane. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Kennard's got his second basket.
At this kind of range, it might almost be too easy for Kennard.
On the wing, Caruso. Williams with the screen. Caruso finds Williams. Outside Joe. Over Clark. And the basket by Joe. Joe's got his first points of the game.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from there.
Nice shot by Kennard. Kennard's got 6 points in the quarter.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
And here's Caruso outside. Sinks it from distance.
Well, when he's able to find a shot he likes, Caruso can be pretty effective from range.
Well, Stan, when you look at the history of undrafted players, few have been as impactful as Alex Caruso.
And you have to love the way he's done it, Brian. Grinded his way through the G League, won a championship, and now he's a first-team all-defense guy. Quite a story.
Cleared away by Wells. Grizzlies trail by 7. Here's Huff. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Incredible. I mean, high energy in transition. Just beating the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Here's Caruso. Banked it in off the glass. Caruso's got 5.
Well, with his wingspan, Alex Caruso is better than your average guard down low.
And stolen by Williams. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. They get the rebound. Williams. And he battles for the ball. Gets the second chance bucket. And the Thunder lead by 9. The Grizzlies have gotten 5 of 7 attempts in the third quarter. Kicks it out to Kennard. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Kennard's got 8 points in the quarter.
Terrific design and execution, leading to an opportunity right at the rim.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder closing out this quarter with a 7-point. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. Timeout, Grizzlies. And when it comes to the Grizzlies, they're a team that's hungry to take that next step, Chris.
Yeah, and they've got the core to do it, VA. You got Morant, Bane, and Jackson. They're all all-star caliber players. And still in their mid-20s, so they've got a lot of great chemistry and time to get it right.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Head coach of the Grizzlies had some words for his team over the break. He isn't liking what he's seeing out there on the perimeter, saying to his guys, defensively, we're too lax, and they're getting any three they want. And offensively, the ball movement, it isn't crisp, which is why we're not getting many opportunities from outside. I want to see improvement on both ends.
Thank you for that, Allie. Some serious height in the middle. Holmgren, the 4, Hartenstein, the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs the point with Dort at the 2, and it's Williams in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup for Oklahoma City. On defense, the Grizzlies. It's a 5-point game. Gilgeous-Alexander feeling it out a bit. Pass to Williams. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 on the clock. To the paint. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Well, that's an unforced error. If you want to drive your coach crazy, that's the way to do it.
Grizzlies trail by 5. Outside Morant. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Clark with a screen on Dort. Bain with it. Guarded now by Williams. Here's Clark. Outside for Morant. Oh, a bomb from John.
Well, normally Morant is scoring off the dribble. It's good to see him being effective off the ball.
And the call will be against Jaren Jackson. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Gilgeous-Alexander from outside. A big triple. Gilgeous-Alexander.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Morant, the pass to Bain. Knocks it loose. And up the court come the Thunder on the break. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA with the big finish on the fast break. All right, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Thunder?
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
We also got to talk about the number of points they've scored in transition, just jumping all over the opposition in this regard.
Well, this is one of those nights where Morant just decided to take over.
Clark against Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander with the hammer.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Kicks it out to Clark. From deep, Morant. He gets it to go again. 9 for 13 so far.
Wanting the ball in these spots is what makes Morant the leader that he is.
Screen by Holmgren. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Dort. Outside for Gilgeous-Alexander. Just 5 on the clock. For 3. The rebound by Edey. And so Jackson Jr. will bring it up for Memphis. Trailing by 4. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense given the situation.
Bain, pass to Morant. There's a screen. Boom! John Morant!
Can you say prime time player Morant? He enjoys delivering for his team in these parts of the game.
Screen by Holmgren. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. To the middle. And it's Holmgren missing. For Memphis, they've gotten 5 of 6 shots to go in the fourth. Bain surveying the D. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Holmgren against Bain. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Cash!
Whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time play.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Morant, the pass to Jackson. Back to Morant. Jackson outside. From the arc. Count it! Oh, what a sensational bucket! That brings him within 1.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
Here's Holmgren. The rebound by Jackson. A critical possession with time winding down.
Yep, this is their moment. Morant
against Dort. outside Morant. Here's Edey. Shoots over Hartenstein. Oh, that shot had a chance, but the all-or-nothing shot attempt is off the mark. And so it's the Thunder who come out on top here. What a performance they have here at home today.
I'll tell you what, these are...
DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Ellis is out there with Levine, and it's Valanciunas in its center. And for the Thunder, both Jalen and Jalen Williams are out there. One at the 3, the other at the 5. Gilgeous-Alexander runs things with Dort to his side. And it's Holmgren in at the 4 slot. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 to shoot. Over Ellis. Here's Dort. The kick out to Williams. Launches from deep. Valanciunas grabs the board. And here now the Kings. Their last encounter was in Sacramento.
You guys, you just can't afford to give away points from the foul line. Not in the NBA. Teams are just too talented.
Oh, that is well said. They're being handed free points and just couldn't convert.
And so it's the Kings getting on the board first. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Banked in off the glass. Richard, this place is absolutely buzzing with anticipation. Each team with their first game of the season here tonight.
The key now is making sure your season starts with a win. That first dub is a catalyst to the start of your season. Helps you find a rhythm very early.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. I was able to talk with Mark Daigneault for a minute. Now the concern tonight is the relentless nature of DeMar DeRozan. Coach said no matter what you throw at him, he finds his way to work around it. Sometimes it's with a shot, sometimes it's with a pass. Either way, he'll get you. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thanks.
The closer DeRozan gets, the more dangerous he is. That's fantastic work inside.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Outside, Dort. No good on the triple. Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Richard, you look back, Zach LaVine has been one of those microwave-type players. He can get hot in a blink of an eye.
Zach LaVine is one of those players that when he catches fire, there is nothing you can do about it. He can score from deep, multiple level score. And when he gets going, ooh, it could be a problem.
Now here's Williams. 17 points for him last game against Indiana.
And he didn't just create offense for himself now. He did a tremendous job of setting up his teammates as well.
Williams with the ball. DeRozan defending. Williams attacking. It's stolen by DeRozan. Ellis outside. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. No good on the quick 3. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. Outside Williams. Williams, a screen on Ellis. Rebounded by Ellis. Kings have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And he's good on the 3 ball.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 38 points for him last game against Indiana.
And also 3 steals. So he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side. Here we go. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain the cookie on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 5 points in the game. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That is his first foul of the game. 1:10 left here in the first quarter. And DeRozan kicks to Levine. It's Ellis on the wing. Levine sets the screen for Ellis. Outside for Murray. And another 3 for Sacramento.
And you like Murray as a spot-up shooter. Knows where to park himself and always ready to receive the pass.
Ellis against Gilgeous-Alexander. And the Thunder, another three. 41 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Levine against Williams. Ball's knocked loose. Taken away by Williams. By himself. And Williams with the stuff.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
And Sacramento has possession. The Thunder making the shot. Here's Levine. And then jammed down right as he goes over Jalen Williams.
Man, I'm telling you, every time Zach LaVine takes flight, we need this man back in the dunk contest quickly.
The kick out to Williams. Again, the Thunder score. He got it up. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
You know, I think they're going to be happy with how they played here early on.
But they can't afford to get complacent because of the early success. There is still a lot of basketball to be played.
On the court for the Kings as the second quarter gets underway. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Zach LaVine is out there with Ellis. And it's Valanciunas in at the center position.
Not sure why he keeps trying his luck to lead here. It's just not his night.
Holmgren with it, now guarded by DeRozan. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Levine against Williams. And Zach LaVine hits from deep. Levine's got 10 points in the game.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
Holmgren the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
Oh, strong take by SGA. 6'6" with point guard skills. What a nightmare matchup he is.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Chet Holmgren has a slender frame, but he's determined to still protect the rim. Coach Daigneault said he'll get dunked on 10 straight times if that's what the game calls for. He paused and then added, he won't actually get dunked on 10 straight times. He's going to get a couple of those, too. Kevin, he certainly will.
I agree. You know, David, he is fearless. Outside Williams. No good with the triple. Sacramento's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Ellis kicks to Levine. Valanciunas sets a screen for Levine. The three. Rebound by Williams.
He just looks off this quarter. Looks like he's forcing it a bit right now. A little bit in his head.
Pass to Williams. Holmgren with a screen on DeRozan. Just 5 on the clock. And Williams, here we go. And DeMar DeRozan pulls it down. Williams against DeRozan. Williams inside, and it's Williams finishing it off.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. Number 3, Levine. Again, the miss by the Kings.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you got to shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
Here's Williams. Holmgren the pass to George. Shot clock at 5. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Holmgren gets the bucket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Levine deciding where to go with it. There's a minute 34 left here in the second. Murray finds Levine. Driving the lane, and the jam by Levine.
Just muscling through the contact. Levine is a flat-out star.
The Thunder with the lead. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. 11 points in the game. And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Murray kicks to Levine. There's a screen by Murray. On the wing, Murray shoots it up. And that comes off the assist by Levine. And it's 7 points for Keegan Murray.
Because he draws so much attention on offense, the D, look, they're going to have problems with Levine, and it opens up some great passing lanes for him.
Ellis against Gilgeous-Alexander. Holmgren the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Dort a screen on Ellis. Gilgeous-Alexander. That one wide left.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Out to DeRozan from the arc. Nailed from three-point land. DeRozan's got his second basket of the night.
And DeRozan is selective when it comes to taking threes, but they're looking confident from the corner.
Dort wide open. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And something out of left field for you guys.
Ernie, left field, this is not baseball. This is a basketball show.
And let's take a look at this first half of play for the Kings. Not a lot of separation here at the midway point.
I'm surprised it's this close. Not going.
And that's a halftime.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been exceptional here tonight, guys.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
Wiggins is out there with Williams. Then there's Isaiah Joe. Then there's Isaiah Hartenstein. And it's Caruso in at the 2. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. Greg, give us one word to describe Domantas Sabonis on the offensive end.
Kevin, I guess I'd say dominant, but that only scratches the surface. The way Sabonis drops dimes, hits shots, and controls the glass, dominant just doesn't even really begin to say enough.
Screen by Hartenstein. Jacks up a 3. Sabonis grabs the board. And so Monk will bring it up for the Kings. Pass to LaRavia. Now here's Crowder. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
The shot by Monk is no good. Oklahoma City's got fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Here's Joe. No good on the 3.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Caruso with the ball. Now guarded by Monk. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Caruso kicks to Wiggins. To the left side wing. Hartenstein finds Caruso. Puts up a deep three. And Domantas Sabonis pulls it down. Kings shooting so far very efficient. All around, about 55%. Here's Monk. Caruso with the steal. It's stolen by Lyles. Pass to Monk. From deep. Good on the triple. Monk's got himself on the board with 3 there.
This is a big reason why Monk is so important. It's his accuracy.
Caruso against Crowder. There's a good screen. Hartenstein with it. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Lyles sets a screen for Monk. Takes it inside. Here's LaRavia. They get it back. Lyles passes to Monk. Sabonis against Hartenstein. Clock is at 3. Tries yet again. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
That's just the bucket you expect him to make. It's tough when you miss those.
And he gets it to go. Williams has got his first basket of the night.
Making the floater look this smooth is not as easy as it looks. It's a challenging shot.
Monk, the pass to LaRavia. Caruso against Monk. Out to the right wing. Right side Sabonis. From outside the arc. And Malik Monk gets the 3. Monk's got 6 here in this quarter.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Here's Joe. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Monk outside. Lyles a screen on Caruso. Monk the pass to LaRavia. Now Sabonis. He's defended by Hartenstein. Fires for 3. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Caruso against Crowder. Pass to Wiggins. Caruso sets the screen for Wiggins. And the foul called on Kenrich Williams. That's his first foul.
And we've seen them come out and be much more active defensively this half.
And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. Looking for a breather. And maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Kings leading now by 5. 32 seconds left in the third. And there's the foul. Going Alex Caruso. That's his first foul. And stolen by Wiggins. We've got 22 seconds left in the third. To the inside. Sabonis with the steal. To the middle. Here's Lyles. And the dunk by Lyles.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play. Then the emphatic dunk.
Yeah, once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
8 seconds left in the third quarter. 4 seconds left. Caruso finds Wiggins. A 3. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Sacramento. Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Thunder trailing by 8. And a look at the 5 for the Kings to start the fourth. DeRozan and Murray slot in at the small and power forward. Ellis is out there with Zach LaVine. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5 spot.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Sacramento with the ball. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And Ellis throws it down.
It's almost like he had a bird's eye view of the court. DeRozan always knows where his teammates are.
Here's Joe. He's guarded by Ellis. Hartenstein up top. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And a new group in here for the Thunder. Holmgren, he's checked in for Williams. Williams comes in for Aaron Wiggins. Dort, he's checked in for Alex Caruso. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Isaiah Joe. Ellis kicks to Murray. Levine against Williams. And Levine, here we go. On the wing, Ellis. 6 to shoot. Offline with his 3. Thunder trailing by 7. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. And here is Dort. Pass to Holmgren. Here's Hartenstein. Sinks it from just inside the baseline.
Oh, nice job there from Holmgren. His guys appreciate when they're open, he gets them the ball.
Levine wide open. Drains the three-pointer. And the Kings lead by 8.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
Murray with it. He's picked up by Holmgren. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Williams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Fires it up. Here's DeRozan. And DeRozan throws it down.
Great screen by Levine. Better IQ knowing how to roll to the basket.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. That one is good again. He's 6 straight from the floor with the basket.
And this is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
Outside, Levine. Bangs home the trifecta. Levine's got the lead up to 11 now for the Kings.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA. I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Here's Levine. Outside for Murray. And that comes off the assist by Levine. Levine's got 5. Assists in the game. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Outside Williams. Pass to Holmgren from downtown. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 5 rebounds tonight.
2 minutes.
Levine passes to Murray. Levine sets the screen for Murray. Outside Levine. Thunder with the rebound. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Wide open look here for Murray. They get it back. Valanciunas finds Levine. Shot clock at 6. With the drive, Sacramento needs to get off a shot. No good from Valanciunas. Thunder trailing by 12. Outside, Dort. Williams, a screen on DeRozan. Dort, good on the three-point shot.
Guys, it's ridiculous. He's just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
DeRozan scanning the floor. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
And as it should be, to be this dominant on another team's floor, look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
Here's Williams, the shake. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. No good on the free throw.
For your Oklahoma City, Williams. 2 shots.
Get the second one, and that brings them to within 10.
Nah, couldn't hit them all, and they need every point they can get.
The 3 ball. Murray, the pass to Levine. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Hartenstein.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Yeah, they got to be disappointed with this result.
Second personal foul. 14 foul.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within single digits.
2 shots.
And so he hits both. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The deep 3 from Levine. So it's Sacramento picking up the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team. All right, David, thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. So for our reporter, David Aldridge, and our analyst, Richard Shepard.
Opening night for these two teams in this new NBA season.
And we've been waiting all summer, BA, to kick this thing off. So much excitement, so much hope, so much possibility. I'm sure both of these teams are going to come out with a lot of jitters and nervous energy, but we're going to settle in, and we're going to see the highest level of play right in front of us. It's time for the NBA to get it started.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. DeRozan and Murray in at the forward spots. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Zach LaVine, and it's Ellis in at the point. DeRozan, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now. It'll be on G.G. Jackson.
Yeah, just a crafty pump fake there by DeRozan, resulting in him drawing a good foul.
And Brent, the Kings have the pieces to compete and finally creating some stability.
Yeah, after that 16-year playoff absence, just being a factor in the West has Sacramento and their fans really, really exciting. Again, the pieces are there. Will they push it this year to get back in the mix?
And rebounded by Zach LaVine. And it's Sacramento's ball. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And Valanciunas just needs a little bit of airspace. He's so big, easy for him to get to the rim.
Edey for 3. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
LaVine against Morant. Outside Murray. And it's Murray finishing it off.
Oh, and Murray makes this look all too easy. Superb at throwing it down with some power.
Morant looking for an opening. Down low. Shot clock at 5. To the inside. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Here's Ellis. And he banks in the layup.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Now here's Morant. Up top, Jackson. Releases. Oh, he used the shot fake to create the angle, but he couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, not really much of a flow offensively yet. Only 1 of 4 from the field.
Pass to Valanciunas. Murray for 3. Memphis with a rebound.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Well, Brent, in his short career, Keegan Murray has shown flashes of stardom.
Yeah, and I think BA coming in, the idea was that Keegan Murray is going to be a complimentary wing shooter, and he's shown that he can do just that. He's taking strides as a defender, but his ability to shoot the ball and have confidence this early in his career, that's impressive.
With the drive, Ellis, good. Ellis has got his second basket of the game.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
LaVine against Bane. Pass to Edey. This one for 3. Pure from three-point range. Edey's got his third basket on the night right there.
Yeah, I love the unselfishness from Bane. Very willing to give the ball up.
Oh, got that one up quick.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Now here's Morant. No points yet. 1:24 left now in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. And it's Memphis with another.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Murray, a screen on Morant. LaVine passes to Murray. Back to LaVine. Murray finds LaVine. And LaVine, throw it down.
That's the sauce right there. I mean, every night, LaVine approaches the rim like it's a dunk contest.
It's good. Fought through contact, hit the shot, and will go to the line. And one thing that Morant has always been elite at, finding a seam in a defense and getting to the rim, Graham.
Yeah, any crack allows him to get inside. And as good as anyone at splitting a double, which he sees a lot of. So once inside, he can finish with authority or kick it out to a shooter.
Now here's Levine. His last outing, he had 20. Lets it go from deep. And another Sacramento three.
You better pick up Levine at half court. Zach can hit those bombs.
2-second difference between shot and game clock. Here's Morant. Pass to Jackson. Here's Edey from deep three-point land. Zach LaVine clears it away. Back come the Kings in transition. And it's Murray finishing it off.
Did you see that? I mean, going right to the rim. That's how you finish in the open floor.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
And so it's the Sacramento Kings closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead, just pounding the painted area. That's helped them build an advantage. Back after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter of action so far. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Kings.
The most consistent attack on offense so far has been the mid-range jump shot. We'll see if they can keep that rolling.
Well, I want to add also the damage that has been done on the inside. It's a lot of rubble in there, but they're continuing to go right at the defense.
Manning the backcourt, we'll see Morant and Bane. Jaren Jackson out there with Edey, and it's Jackson in at the three. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Now Morant, 5 points in the game. That's good from Jackson on the assist by Morant. Jackson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. The Kings lead by 6. And we played through the first minute here in the second. Here's Ellis. Here's Valanciunas. They kick it out to Murray. Another shot, and there's the drive. And Murray hits a three from the corner.
And they've really managed to dominate inside.
And so it's Morant who brings up the ball for the Memphis Grizzlies. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Kings. That one in Sacramento.
They just couldn't get it done against this team last time. Their starters got into quick trouble because of some cheap fouls.
Well, I'm sure they learned their lesson from that game. They know they can't afford to have their first unit unavailable when the game is at critical junctures this time around.
Outside Levine. Levine on the take. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. All right, Grant, give it to us straight here. What's the deal with star treatment in the NBA, you think?
Star treatment? What is that, B.A.? No, I think some players have a reputation which might help them on 50-50 calls. And you could argue that some players have a reputation that hinders them on the 50-50 calls. So it really just all depends.
Jackson finds Jackson from deep. Bane. Sacramento grabs the miss. DeRozan right side. Outside for Levine. Yes, great play by DeRozan to set him up. And it's an 11-point Kings lead.
He had to get it away, and he did. Levine with the quick release.
To the paint. Back to Bane. Takes a three. DeRozan with the rebound. Sacramento leading by 11. Outside Levine. Driving inside. And Levine throw it down.
Yeah, this is an unbelievable performance from Levine. His offensive skill set is amazing.
Over to the wing. Edey for three. Rebound by Sacramento. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds now. It's Levine with a drive. And he can't jam it through.
Let's hope for his sake that he does not try that one ever again.
Well, so much can be said about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s versatility, but I'd like to praise his team-first mindset. If the dirty work needs doing, he's got it, as long as it helps his team get the win.
The Kings have gotten 5 of 7 shots to fall in the second. The lob, very well done.
Nice touch on both ends of that alley-oop.
Hey, when he let go of the pass, I had no idea what he was going for. Morant, circus shot, John Morant.
I mean, just an agile move by Morant down low, working around the contact and getting it to go.
Levine passes to DeRozan. Back to Levine. The rebound by Edey. Grizzlies trail by 13. There's Jackson with the 3. Sacramento grabs the miss. Valanciunas has got his 5th rebound in this one.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Memphis has gone just 1 of 6 from the perimeter here in the second. Here's Morant. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
What determination from Morant in the paint, getting his shot off despite being fouled.
And Morant drops them both. And so here's Sacramento. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Levine passes to Murray. Here's Ellis, guarded by Bane. Here's Ellis. Give him 8, 5 to shoot. Left side, Levine. The muscle inside from Levine. Wow.
Yeah, and this is Levine's role. I mean, he's out there to score as often as possible.
The 3 from Bane. Valanciunas with a rebound. Valanciunas has got 6 rebounds now in the game. And the basket by DeRozan.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
He drops it from range. Stolen by Jackson. Zach LaVine, he's been the guy making things happen for the Kings. Hunting for opportunities, leading to 9 points in the quarter. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
And guys, I want to talk for a sec about the talent level in this league. In fact, I'd say it's never been better.
You sure about?
Taking a look now at that first half, how about the strong play of Zach LaVine?
Zach is on the
And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us. We send you back.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Boy, Zach LaVine has been sensational.
I'll tell you what, he's still working on his playmaking skills, but he's been tremendous so far in finding the open man.
Well, if we were grading playmaking today, it's an A+ from him.
On the court for Sacramento, we've got Domantas Sabonis. Jay Crowder is out there with Malik Monk. Then it's Trey Lyles, and it's LaRavia in at the 3. Huff, the pass to Wells. Here's Huff. And he jams it home with authority.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively, because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Huff can't get it to go.
Well, it's a make-or-miss league. Sometimes the Jays just don't fall. It wasn't a bad shot.
And here's Crowder from the arc. Huff pulls it in. Grizzlies trail by 14.
And great job to establish position and square up.
And getting perspective on the offensive tendencies here since the All-Star break, we got a breakdown showing the average of 3-point attempts versus 2-point shot attempts per game since the midway point of the season for the Kings.
And they've been cooking from downtown, shooting with volume and efficiency. It's a strong attack from them offensively, and it puts so much pressure on opponents to try and cover all that space.
And the foul called on Luke Kennard. That's his first foul of the game. Sacramento leading by 16. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
The NBA wants to ensure that every team has a shot. Commissioner Adam Silver said, we want parity of opportunity. People aren't interested in seeing teams buy championships, and we've made progress. In the long term, we're better off with more competitive fairness among all of the teams.
That's true. It keeps everything interesting. Thanks, Allie. The three. Here's Sabonis. And Sabonis slams it in.
Sabonis is an elite rebounder, and that's definitely high up on the scouting report.
The kick out to Williams. He puts up a three. Sends it home from three-point land.
Nice delivery there. You can't hesitate when a man comes free on the perimeter. He got it, went right into the shot.
Here's the Arabia. He's scoreless. Back to Crowder from outside the arc. Fires in the triple. And the Kings lead by 18.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
Now they're playing working to perfection there, if that was their plan. And if it wasn't, maybe that should be their plan.
Williams from long range. Memphis the rebound. Pass to Wells. Now here's Monk. Here's Sabonis. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Sabonis has got 8 points here in the quarter. There's 1:54 left in the third quarter. Kennard can't get it to go.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Here's Crowder. It's deflected. Clark with it. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Clark's got his first 2 points of the night.
He's got a knack for finishing inside. That's easy money.
Lyles a screen. Monk passes to Lyles. Back to Monk. Lyles a screen. Monk, he's open. Up pulls it in.
That's gotta frustrate him. He knows he should have made that one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Showing off with the floater game. Not a shot you can swat.
Pass to Sabonis. From behind the arc. Clark grabs the board. Clark's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Huff. Launches it. Counted from distance. Huff's got 7 points in the game. And so Monk will bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. They led by as many as 18. Pass to Crowder. Out to Sabonis. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Sabonis has got 10 points in just the second half. Kennard for 3. Offensive board. Puts the move on. Oh, Clark with the slam.
Grabs the board and goes right in for the putback. I love it, B.A.
Yeah, wanting to close the gap. Makes sense to get aggressive on the glass here. Picked by Sabonis. Here's Monk. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be... And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey guys, well, I was able to listen to the Sacramento head coach talking to his team. Coach cautioned his team against feeling comfortable. He said the moment we take our foot off the gas, they're back in it. Let's push through the finish line. Brian?
Appreciate the report, Allie. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Moran and Bain. Jaren Jackson out there with Jackson, and it's Edey in at the center position. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Murray, 6 on the shot clock. A great take by Murray.
Yeah, just a solid play by Murray. He knows where to get his shots.
Grizzlies trail by 11. Here's Morant. And then Morant with the dunk!
Incredible. It sometimes falls to the point guard to be the offensive catalyst.
Seems like he always knows when his squad needs a lift.
Did you see how much air he had under him? Wow.
And here are the Grizzlies. Three-pointer. Oh, a bomb from John.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Here's Ellis. Good. And it's DeRozan who picks up the assist. And the Kings lead by 8.
Oh, what great action we've seen tonight. Hard to imagine a more entertaining game.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
Back come the Kings in transition. And just about a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. And that one's good. And now it's a 10-point Sacramento lead. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Kings?
Yeah, they've collected an impressive number of steals so far, using fast hands to force some turnovers and then scoring on the other end.
Well, they've been fantastic tonight, really enforcing giveaways and getting scores on the other end. I mean, you get a few more possessions like that, confidence grows, and you win that turnover battle.
Overall, their shot selection has been much better here in the second half. We'll see if the rest of their game follows suit.
Pass to Ellis. Drills it from deep.
You got to keep that head up, and Levine knows that. Able to hit his man in stride there.
Outside Morant. Jackson with it. Defended by Murray. Jackson, the pass to Morant. Valanciunas with a rebound. Valanciunas has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Ellis. That three's off the mark. Grizzlies trail by 11. From deep, Morant. And the three-pointer goes. Morant's got 10 points in the quarter.
Just electric. John Morant. I mean, someone you paid to see.
Levine against Morant. Outside Murray. Takes the contact, and Murray still drops it in.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Jackson finds Jackson. Back to Jackson. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Rebound by Sacramento. Valanciunas has got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Levine with it. Jackson in his pocket. And the call will be against Jaren Jackson. That's his first foul of the game. 1:33 left to play in the fourth. Ellis' shot is off.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
On the wing, Bain. Puts up a 3. Rebound by Sacramento. They led by as many as 18. Here's Levine for 3. The three-pointer is good from Levine.
And we've watched it for years, the floor-stretching ability of Levine.
And here's Morant. On the take. And then Morant with the dunk.
Wow. Always fun to see point guards who can elevate above the rim like that.
Oh, a strong mindset and even stronger finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
And they had an advantage tonight. Came out sharp and did what was needed. Nice win here for the Kings.
This team did a lot of things well tonight. Number 1 was passing the ball.
And it was a team that was in rhythm. And they just trusted each other to take the right shots.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And with this victory, they conclude this season series, having won 3 out of 4 games these two teams played.
And what a huge performance it was for Zach LaVine.
And with all these assists, it's obvious how well that he can see the entirety of the floor out there. If an easy bucket is to be had, he'll find it.
Drives to the hoop. Oh, there's Morant with the slam.
adding to his game over time. When Jackson spots his open teammates like this, the offense runs much smoother.
DeRozan for three. The rebound by Edey. Nails it from beyond the arc. And so it's Sacramento with the W. They played the villain tonight, and they played it well.
Yes, they did.
It's an exciting Sunday night. Here we are. Early in the NBA season. And teams focus on situational awareness. Doris, what have you noticed so far this season?
Yeah, Kev, these situations are really all about execution, right? Are players poised in late clock situations? First of all, do they recognize where the shot clock is? Can they adeptly and quickly read defenses? So those are some of the things I'm watching for.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. The 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Holmgren and Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander runs things with Dort to his side. And it's Williams at the 3 spot. Hits the 3-point bomb.
Oh, quick thinking from Jackson. When he's rising and firing fast, you know he's in the zone.
Now Williams. Oklahoma City moving it around. And the dunk by Hartenstein.
Oh, nice job there from Holmgren. His guys appreciate when they're open, he gets them the ball.
Well, the ascension of Jalen Williams, Doris, has been swift and very fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely, Kevin. He became very quickly in his second season a number 2 option and, frankly, borderline 1A option. And it's not just his offensive game, Kevin. This guy has become a stout defender. He's got the perfect NBA frame, and he fits in personality-wise. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander has length, has anticipation, makes a defensive play, and turns it into offense.
The 3 from Morant. And another miss by Memphis. The Thunder have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Dort. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. For Memphis, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Puts up a 3. Edey gets the bucket.
Hey, guys, we talk all the time about making the extra pass. Clark there proving how important that concept is.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I caught up with the Grizzlies head coach. We talked about the matchup problems that Chet Holmgren presents. He said defensively, Chet can warp the inside of the paint. And at the other end, he's going to drag his matchup out to the 3-point line. That's what makes this 7-footer such a special player. Guys?
Thanks, David. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. While we have a chance, let's now take a look at the teams that top the league in shooting from beyond the arc. Number 1, the Thunder.
You know, they went through stretches when they just didn't miss from beyond the arc. I mean, that carried them right to the top of that list.
Second shot opportunity. Holmgren with the block.
Already set the summer league record for blocks in his first game. Holmgren, one of the best young shot blockers in the league. And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Greg, seems like we always talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's offensive side, but when it comes to deflections and steals, his defense, he's one of the best.
Yeah, his two-way ability is sometimes overlooked in the mainstream media. People in the know how good of a defender he is.
Mark against Gilgeous-Alexander. Pocket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
If you're guarding SGA in the pick and roll, boy, stop the ball, because otherwise Shai's going to get to where he wants to go.
Bain sets the screen for Morant. Drives to the hoop. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And converted more than 4 out of every 5 free throw attempts last year, so just solid at the line.
And so he makes both from the line.
Now an all-NBA caliber talent, Morant still feels like he has room to improve.
Gilgeous-Alexander looking around. Over in the corner, Dort. Off target from outside. Memphis has gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Pass to Edey. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. One-on-one here. Here's Holmgren. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Now, here's Dort. He has yet to score. Hartenstein finds Holmgren. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
And that defensive versatility Jackson has is just incredible. Able to guard multiple positions due to that height and reach.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. For Memphis, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
And he can't hit the second. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Holmgren. And the dunk by Holmgren.
And given that Holmgren is 7 feet tall, he's a threat to throw it down at any time.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Morant against Dort. It's tipped. Gilgeous-Alexander against Bain. And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Now, this is about knowing where to be in these situations. And Gilgeous-Alexander doing a beautiful job getting to the right spot.
Morant, that's for 2. Nice jump shot from the top of the key.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Oklahoma City out in front, up by 2. And back. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
Morant is the point with Bain out on the wing. Jackson is out there with Brandon Clark. And it's Edey in at the center position. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Drills it from outside. Edey's got 6.
It's like reading a picture book for Morant. He makes it look insanely easy.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Ja Morant was the first NBA guard in a quarter century to lead the league in points in the paint. He says, I can't just rely on dunking every single play, so I need different types of finishes to get my shot off, whether it's high off the glass, the reverse, or hanging in the air forever. And Kevin, he just says it so casually. Back to you.
I know it. But look, David, he doesn't do it casually, right? He is a one-man circus. Holmgren with it. He's picked up by Morant. Dort wide open. Traps in the tray. Dort's got the lead up to 4 now for Oklahoma City. When a team, Doris, is on a losing streak, what lessons can be learned from that?
Yeah, Kevin, you know this. Losing streaks seem to be inevitable in the NBA. The season is too long to go through without some adversity. What I think you learn is grit and how to keep fighting even when you don't have your best game available.
Hartenstein with the screen on Bain. And Dort gets it to go.
Well, Lou Dort expanding his skill set, now able to run pick and roll action. Go ahead and dictate some offense, Lou.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Jackson, a screen on Dort. And it's Morant missing.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
From deep, Williams. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
And that one's good, Morant.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Outside Williams. Launches a three. It's Clark with the rebound. The Grizzlies trail by 6. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
First team foul.
About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Here's Morant. And Morant throws it down.
This is how athletic Morant is, a point guard who possesses incredible athleticism.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Doris, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has a chance to go down as one of the greatest Canadian basketball players ever.
Kevin, that is a bold statement when you consider that the great Steve Nash, 2-time MVP and one of the best passers in the history of the game, is of Canadian descent. But this guy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, is putting together quite the resume. Let's just hope he can sustain that stardom.
And there's the call on Chet Holmgren. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
1:05 left now here in the second. Clark the pass to Morant. Clark sets a screen for Morant. And he drives in. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Williams.
The explosiveness on the drive. Morant just attacks the D with aggression.
And so here is Oklahoma City. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Up top, Gilgeous-Alexander. He's covered by Clark. Dort a screen on Clark. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Dort. 4 on the clock. With some arc. It's rebounded by Memphis. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Outside Jackson. Pass to Morant. And finished off by Morant.
Obviously, Morant has found his flow here, finding plenty of ways to create for himself.
Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Launches it. That one misses. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Thunder lead by 2. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after our halftime.
You know, right now for the Thunder, they don't get their home opener until next game. But tonight, they start this new season on the road.
So let's move on now to this Grizzlies game, which has turned out to be a tight one.
We need a department store intercom. Attention all ball.
And that is it for halftime, folks.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
Taking a look at the Thunder, we've got Alex Caruso. Wiggins is out there with Williams. Then it's Williams. And it's Joe in at the point guard position. Caruso looking for an opening. The kick out to Williams. Joe in the corner. Over Kennard. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Got a piece of it. Out in his own on the break. For the finish. Trips down the breakaway slam.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Here's Kennard, and that one is stuffed right through.
Okay, Luke Kennard, we see you rocking the rim. My goodness, a little bounce.
Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Here's Joe. Kennard covering. 6 on the shot clock. Joe can't get it to go. Memphis has gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Here's Wells. Nothing on the board. Right now, let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see the teams that really knew how to clog the passing lanes last season. Second, the Thunder. The Grizzlies, fourth.
Both really good defensively last season, and that showed up in those steals numbers.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession.
And a brief check of the stats for Williams. How he did last season. Averaged about 10 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Kennard's shot is off.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chipping.
Wiggins with it. Williams picks him up. Wiggins passes to Williams. Caruso with the ball. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. And now a 6-point Oklahoma City lead.
The D just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
Wells' shot is good.
We will come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Williams kicks to Williams. Back to Williams. Pass to Wiggins. Williams in the post, working on Williams. And there's Williams. That's good on the assist by Wiggins.
Pretty dime there, the kind of ball movement coaches love to see.
Kennard's shot is off. The Thunder leading by 5. Williams passes to Williams. Back to Williams. Williams in the post. Pass to Wiggins. Williams sends a screen for Wiggins. Over Williams. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. 1:05 left here in the third quarter. Inside. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
58 seconds left to play in the third. Now here's Wells. Just 5 to shoot. Makes it off the glass. Wells has got 6 in the quarter.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Now here's Caruso. He's guarded closely. The shot's good. Caruso's got 9 points here in the second half.
He has not missed a shot in this quarter. They've tried running different things in him, but he's been unstoppable.
And here's Kennard. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Williams has got rebound number 5 here tonight to the inside. Williams' shot is off. Here's Huff. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Kennard. And he finishes nicely on the way. Kennard's got 6 points.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Here's Caruso. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Thunder up by 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Edey out there with Jackson, and it's Clark in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. On the wing, Bane. He's guarded by Williams. Clock at 6. Back to Morant. In the corner, it's Bane over Williams. Bane, no good.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Outside Williams. Pass to Dort. The kick out to Williams. Lets it go with the 3. Here's Hartenstein, and the dunk by Hartenstein.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
And it's Morant missing. Oklahoma City leading by 5. Pass to Hartenstein. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Edey with the rebound. Edey's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Jackson against Holmgren. Jackson kicks to Morant. They set the pick. Going inside. Here's Edey. Good, and a nice assist from Morant.
Terrific dime there. Morant realizing his responsibility to share the wealth with his teammates.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Clark. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Lets the 3 fly. And Bane pulls it down.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Jackson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And this is where Jackson feasts. And at times, he's just too overwhelming for the D, which results in the foul. And how big was that? He is just so reliable, so confident at the free throw line.
Dort against Morant. Holmgren sets the screen for Dort, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Morant looking around to take the lead. Got a piece of it. Outside, Dort. Good. And that's now 7 points for Lou Dort. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Thunder?
They made a point to protect the rim, challenging shots all game long, and the block total is off the charts.
And they've also been scoring on the break with how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court. Anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
And that's a player with no fear. Jackson steps to the forefront, goes out and gets them a massive bucket.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Holmgren with a screen on Clark. Clock at 4, and a wide open look for Gilgeous-Alexander. And the 3 off target. Dort against Morant. Pass to Jackson. Clark inside. A kick out to Bain. Clark a screen on Williams. Bain for 3. Oh, here comes Williams all alone. 35 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Yes!
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
Morant against Dort. We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Edie. Off target from downtown. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. Just 4 seconds left in the game. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I think he might just want to remind these guys, hey, let's finish the game the right way.
So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances.